So there's this tablet. In its context, is considered to be precious gems of knowledge painted on papyrus. Spiritual, esoteric knowledge that only priests with special training had access to. Why? What if I told you that it is claimed that it isn't something you read, it's something you experience? Because the knowledge we inherited is located in the astral plane. The author received his wisdom during deep meditative trance, and apparently, its information has been kept from us. We all live harmoniously. Our aura is singing to the same tune as the stars. That which is above is as that which is below, and that which is below is as that which is above. Well, let's get to this, strangers. Let's talk about the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Now let's dig deep and embrace the strange.
Something Strange TV.
Picture yourself carefully and slowly making your way through a dark, narrow passage, finding the entrance to a hidden chamber. You sneak in and find an old corpse slumped on a golden throne, clasping something in his arms. Making your way closer to the corpse, you blow away the dust, and a beautiful blazing green glass tablet etched with mysterious symbols sparkles in the low light. You have now discovered the legendary Emerald Tablet of Thoth, said to be imbued with deeply transmutational and transformative esoteric powers. This glassy green Egyptian tablet is said to have featured highly detailed bas-relief lettering similar in structure to ancient Phoenician languages. Comfort your consciousness unto the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and you will witness the revealing secrets of creating the Philosopher's Stone, a legendary alchemical substance capable of turning base metals such as mercury into gold. Now, you will need the scriptures to be translated by Dr. Doriel, who, as his book claims, he had a connection with the pyramid priesthood and was instructed to recover and return the tablets to the pyramid. Lucky for us, before he did that, he was allowed to translate the work and keep a copy. The translation was done in 1925, and only now permission has been granted to publish parts of the work. Now you have to understand something. This book holds the secrets of the universe, culminating almost all the Atlantean wisdom that has been lost. Yes, I said Atlantean, as in Atlantis. It's been kept hidden from our eyes, and despite its mysterious origin, many have imputed great significance to the text. Its famous translators include Roger Bacon, Isaac Newton, many more. Now let's be clear, nobody cares about philosophy. Are you kidding me? You think people nowadays want to hear about intuitive knowledge? Pfft, intuitive knowledge. What is that anyway? Ain't nobody got time for that. Let me post this picture of my drink on Instagram instead. That's the outcome of being born and thrown into a factory model school system where you are being groomed for the corporate world. In the elite's eyes, you're not here to think. They don't need thinkers growing up to be philosophers. They need workers. That's what they need. They need people with good memory to regurgitate information, answer a few phone calls, and press buttons. Go home and go to sleep. Do it again tomorrow. Intellectual conversation? That's not wanted here. Which is why we are bombarded with movies, sports, current affairs, celebrity gossip. You don't believe me? Look at your social media. It's full of garbage. You mention the Emerald Tablet and people will run to the Apple Store and try to pre-order it. So, what's so special about said tablet? First, let me introduce to you tahuti from ancient Kemet, where the word alchemy and chemistry derives from. Kemet is Egypt, as is known today. Tahuti is his African name. We'll address him by his Greek name Thoth. Majority of the people know him by. Now Thoth was son of Enki from the Anunnaki. Thoth was the god of knowledge, the moon, measurement, wisdom, the alphabet, records, thoughts, intelligence, meditation, the mind, logic, reason, reading, hieroglyphics, magic, secrets, scribes, and writing. Sounds like a busy god, huh? He also went by other names in the myths of ancient civilizations where he plays a major god. Same spirit, different names. Now Thoth was one of the deities of the Egyptian pantheon. In paintings, he's often depicted as a man with the head of an ibis or a baboon, animals sacred to Thoth. A symbolic imagery of Thoth was depicted as a baboon because the baboon's grave facial expression suggested thoughtfulness. Most commonly, he is displayed as an ibis-headed god to symbolize a bird form of the transcendent principle. It also symbolizes patience and methodical, which is the mentality Thoth was showing, a patient teacher. The ibis has a long beak, suggestive of a writing instrument, in keeping with some believing Thoth was the inventor of hieroglyphics. Thoth, as an associate with the moon, wore on his head a lunar disc and crescent to indicate knowing the secrets of time and measurement. Now Thoth's writing bridges a gap in understanding of so much of our history and identity. He speaks about a false illusion that has been created here which blinds us. Our perceptions and awareness are in a sense controlled. The Emerald Tablets explain in detail about who we really are as a divine light beings who are simply blocked off from knowing our truth. The answers to our history and who we are can be found by understanding these writings and relating them directly to modern string theory. Only through the collaboration of these great teachings with quantum science can we begin to see the bigger picture. Now let me explain something. If you had an important message that was vital for all civilization to receive, would you scribe your message on a rock or even pen it on papyrus? Would you want just any person able to read this message? Yeah, I wouldn't either. So he needed to make sure this message was received on a material that's indestructible. And not only indestructible, but you also have to understand that Thoth brought this in a different dimension. This tablet is meant for people in a higher vibration, which is why only priests with special training were allowed access to his message. It is claimed that reading this emitted a vibration that took you to a different realm in order to receive his words. Astral traveling, which he also mentions. He goes over the truth of Atlantis and the purpose of our existence here in the reality. He explains how our physical body is only a host for our consciousness. Now, Thoth mentions after the fall of Atlantis, he travels to Egypt and to the Americas. Now, why would he do that? Well, you have to establish empires and cultures to continue spreading your Atlantean serpent wisdom, which connects to sacred design of the pyramids and the stars. See, they make the serpent seem like a symbol of Satan, slithering with deception. The serpent was always a symbol of wisdom by ancient civilization. Now, researching about him, the stories of Thoth and of his time, that's a story like no other, with a history that would take a series of episodes for me to cover. But whatever you take from this video, just know that the Emerald Tablet of Thoth is an ancient message dedicated to us, but we are kept in such low frequency that we don't want to believe it. We have been indoctrinated to think inside a box that has been designed for us. Any foreign information out of that box, that's deemed as fairy tales. Our true history has been given to us in form of mythology. But the funny thing is, Thoth wasn't even a god. He was deified as one based on his teachings. Master of magic, he must be a god. Think about it. In order to worship a god, we must first identify ourselves as inferior, making that what you worship superior. We've all been lied to. We are kept in a mental prison. Well, look around you. We are not using our creative energy. We use our energy for manual labor. Our time are stolen from us. Just how the Anunnaki designed humans for mining resources. We are proving that story to be true. Maybe we do have the Anunnaki reptilians living amongst us. Well, we are moving in a time of consciousness, going backwards in a sense, but in a more advanced way. What do I mean? Well, you're listening to this video while visualizing the story, reading the stock footage I've inserted. You've just read hieroglyphics. Isn't that something strange?